all your life, have you dealt with depression?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think when I first started having a lot of feelings, I didn't, I was in college and I got scared. I think I didn't know what it was like to have a lot of feelings. I just had never had a lot of feelings growing up. And so I got out of a relationship in college and I was just, it just like I felt like I died or something.
Wow.
So I remember
That's
going
normal. That's
right,
normal.
and it might be, but I think I wasn't used to having any feelings really about much.
Gotcha.
And I hadn't had a lot of strong relationships in my life with men or women.
Your upbringing, were you raised by a single mom?
Yeah, raised by a single mom, but not really emotionally available, just like didn't hug us, just not a connection.
Right.
So I think anyway, when that relationship fell apart, that's when it sent me kind of spinning. So I went to a doctor, got on antidepressants. So I've been on them since then. So a lot of my life, I think I've had trouble sometimes, people how do you feel about this? And sometimes I don't know how I feel because I think I can't access my feelings.
Is that so? I'll just stop you right there. Is that because I'm on? Is that a negative?
That's a good question. That's where I've come to now is wondering if it's a negative or not.
I get through each and every day. The way I get through, because I hate to be so heavy for a second, but I get through with distraction. I need to be distracted. I don't want to feel anything. Right. I love being numb. I love not being scared. Because that's where I go. I love not being depressed. And there's a price to pay because I also don't get that excited either. So, I'm just in this flat line, but I'm having an okay time. It's like a nice drive through life in a breezy convertible.
Yeah.
So why do you want to be in touch with your feelings?
It's a good thing. So I didn't know, I thought I was missing. So I was having trouble answering a girl one time was like, well, do you care about me or not? I just couldn't. I was having trouble knowing if I cared.
I'll tell you something. Can I just answer you right now? And I'm not a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
If you have trouble answering whether you care about her or not, you don't care.
Right.
And the point is that when those things come up, when you really care about somebody and you feel, and I'm somebody who's numb anyhow, but the things that are real and the things that really matter.
Yeah.
You will know. I promise you. So you haven't, and it's really hard, especially in our business. It's really hard to meet I get wanting to have a companion, to have company, to seek out other things. But why does that bother you? Because you couldn't answer that.
Well, I think if I'd have had somebody communicate with me like this, telling me this kind of stuff, then I would have had more of a idea of how to manage that type of situation.
But there's no management. Stop managing.
Right, but I never had anybody tell me that.
Life is I live by the adage of Nike, and that's just do it.
Right.
And just do it as long as nobody, including yourself, as long as nobody gets hurt. But if you sit there, somebody who is, I have diagnosed OCD, and that's obsessive compulsive disorder. No, but I obsess.
You seem like it.
Thank you.
Not judgment, but you know it.
No, but what happens is you have no idea that every night how dark, even last night, how dark it is. And I don't mean without the sun. I just mean because this is kind of easy for me because I'm doing something now. Right. I'm amongst people, and this is the distraction from my own emptiness, fear, inability to express what that is. And all that stuff. And I'm just saying, go. And I'm also, if I'm telling you this, and maybe people will hit me up for it, I'm afraid of, you're searching so hard, and I know you're going to do it this weekend, and you'll do it regardless of what I say, but I'm also afraid of chemically altering your mind and maybe getting whipped into something that, your mind, I believe that we are animals, chemical beings.
Yeah.
And if you change that chemistry, you could fuck yourself up for good.
Yeah.
Life is, there's just a bunch of shit.
Right.
And it's how do you cope with that shit?
Right.
And you don't need, and us as human beings have to figure out how, I don't mean life is shit. Life is great.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of shit happens.
Yeah.
And it's always that shitty stuff. So I've told this story many times before, but it's we were flying, I sometimes fly privately. When
Oh, yeah.
when
I know
do that.
y'all rich, bro. I've seen it. I've seen
I don't
what
even have
y'all
a story.
do,
I
bro.
just want to say that out loud. This is just I'm flexing, please. No, but somebody
Y'all rich, man.
said, you have the best pilot. And I said, well, what does that even mean? You know, I'm in a million planes a day. What do you mean you have the best pilot? He goes, your pilot is just amazing. I go, well, I've been on a million flights. This flight feels exactly the same as every other flight.
Yeah.
How do you know you have a great pilot? He goes, you don't want to know you have a great pilot. And I go, why is that? He goes, because pilots get tested and on their, they have to have instrument testing, I think every 6 months or every year on whatever they're flying.
Okay.
And the way they do it to re-up their license is they put them into a simulator, into a flight simulator.
Oh, damn.
Well, why does it bother you? You put them in a flight simulator.
I just feel bad for him, I guess.
Right. And what they do in the test is they give them extreme turbulence. They give them a flame out.
Mm-hmm.
They put them into a dive. They give them wind shear. And those are the tests. And the people that are the most comfortable and can navigate themselves through the trouble are the best pilots. You and I could probably figure out if somebody said, flip this switch and do this switch, and we can let a plane fly and nobody sitting behind us would know any difference.
Right.
The skilled pilot knows how to handle the issues. The person who has life skills is the person that handles the issues. Everything is an issue. It really is. Whether you're hot, whether somebody's dissing you, whether you feel uncomfortable in a room, how are you dealing with these issues?
But look what your issues have created in your lives. Look at Theo's life. Look at your life.
But if you really look at Theo's life from the outside, Theo, you've recognized where you came from. You are a very smart guy who has kind of been able to take whatever tools you have. If by all intents and purposes, people would say you're successful. And I don't know how you feel about yourself. Success for me was just finding this business, not about notoriety, not about money, not about anything. Finding one or two good friends in life, that there are people that are around you that you can trust, and you don't have to be able to articulate how you feel about them. And I think that we are bombarded too much from the outside of looking for something that our interpretation of things we've heard.
grass is always greener.
But it's not that. I'm talking about his specific thing. When a girl says to you, how do you feel? And you've been going out with her for 3 months and you can't come to that. You can't say it and you don't even know.
Yeah.
You just can't say it and you don't know. And that's not an issue.
Right. So, yeah, I think sometimes I probably think my brain starts thinking more things are issues than are
You're
issues.
overthinking things.
Yeah. But I think I had to overthink things because I had to take care of everything. So at a certain point, it was a positive, and then at a certain point, it becomes not that.
What do you mean you have to take care of everything?
Just when you're young, if you're taking care of yourself, you're making sure a lot of your you're figuring things out a lot for yourselves. Like we were expected to be adults real young, so it was like, we just took care of most things. So, and especially emotionally, I was taking care of things for myself.